What's up, YouTube? Back to make another video about this Dewalt 4400 psi 4 gallon per minute pressure washer. So I think in my last video I had just kind of showing, I guess, along the lines of how to start it, but I'm actually going to go ahead and kind of show you, give you an idea on actually how to start it. Again, this is mostly for people that are just getting into the business or the industry. Again, like myself, I have never really played with gas pressure washers, so this is just kind of quick video on how to connect and start up, because that RPM, throttle, choke, all that stuff can be a little confusing for people. So first things first, you want to come over here and run your water for a second, kind of get that any stuff, crap that's in it. So just kind of let a bit. You know, sometimes there's debris, rocks, and all that stuff like that that will kind of get in there. So that's kind of what you're doing, is by running that water for a second. Anything that possibly could be in there is let out and released. So that's all nice and tight. The hose, as you see, is not connected yet. If you do see water kind of coming out of different places and areas, it's because I haven't necessarily got everything tightened up to where it needs to be. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna connect this hose to the water inlet right here. So I'm gonna put you guys down and come back once I get that connected. Okay, so the hose has been connected. Like I said, here's to the inlet. I'm gonna go ahead and come back over here, turn the water on, kind of let that, actually, just kidding. We're gonna go ahead and flip that switch right there, your on off switch. We're gonna flip that on. I'm gonna come back here and we're gonna, let's see, start the water. Like I said, there may or may not be a leak or so. This is only my second time using this hose. All right, so water's now on. We got some noise coming from over here, so that's fun. All right, so the water's running. So what we're gonna do here is just release some of this pressure. What I'm doing here is just holding down the water. So I'm just trying to get some of that water to go through the system. There we go. I got some leakage down here, but I believe that it has something to do with my ball valve right here. Or maybe not. So let me figure that out and then I'll bring you back. All right, so we're back. So what I did here was just change out my ball valve. That one right there I think was bought off of Amazon. And this one was bought at a pressure wash store nearby. So I'm actually kind of starting to believe it's one of the connects that's on the end of it, so I'll have to swap that out and possibly see. That's just the one that it came with, so it could be, again, messed up. Who knows? But so what we're doing here was just kind of letting that air out, pressure kind of build up, all that good jazz. And we just kind of letting water run through it for a couple seconds. And then I'll show you kind of what we're gonna do. We're gonna let that go. All right, come over here. So you have a choke. That we're gonna flip on. This is your gas you're going to flip on. This is your RPM. You're gonna pull that just slightly back. As you can see, there's kind of like a meter, quicker, more RPM, faster, slower kind of thing. So all the way to the right is in the slow, pulled back is max. So I just kind of pulled it probably about halfway in between. Again, the switch is turned on. Now we're just gonna give it a pull. Once you give it that pull, let it run for a second, and then we're gonna flip that choke right here back over here to this side, and then it should run. So sometimes it happens on the first pull, Sometimes it's on the second or third. So let's check and see. And I'm gonna put you guys over here so you guys can kind of see, and we'll let it run for a second. I can make this thing work. Here we go. All right, let's give it a try. That can be your problem sometimes. So we're going to flip it back to that choke, turn that RPM down just a little bit, bring it back, and we're going to give it another pull. Just like that. It's said not that difficult. So what I did was just to shut it off. I mean, we just came over here and flipped that switch to the off, and now that's that. Come back over here, we turn our water off, and that should be it. Like I said, I'll just have to probably change out that ball valve, one of the connects on the end of it, to kind of fix the whole water issue. So again, I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'll do my best to kind of, I guess, push you through or guide you through. But again, I mean, just to break it down, I mean, you're just kind of hooking up your hoses. Like I said, let it run for a second or two. Kind of get all that water, that debris or whatever that might build up there in the hose. Let that, then hook it up, then hook it up here to your machine. Flip your switch on, and like I said, you're going to come over here to your RPMs, pull that back a little bit. You got your choke, and then you got your gas. Flip that on, and there you go. And now that we're kind of done, we're just going to turn that gas off, and I'm getting a call.